It's just a TV show. It ain't that deep. Huh. Let's talk about it. Hey y'all, it's me, Dr. Ashley Gaddy Robbins. We are on our second to last Classroom Chronicles. The semester has flown by, and if you have been watching every single episode, let me just stop and say thank you, because this was an idea that I had to really kind of just share my thoughts and even some information around this interracial communication class that I'm teaching. So I really thank you for staying by me. If this is your first episode, hey, how you doing? This is Classroom Chronicles, and this is where I debrief after class. So today was class interracial communication, race, ethnicity, and mass media. And y'all, I ain't about to lie, my heart's still racing. My heart's still racing. I didn't even think that I was going to have a reaction like I did, but I really kind of went in today. And the reason why is because I'm so sick and tired of folks saying it's not that deep, it's not that deep. When you really take the time to analyze mass media, we find direct correlations to people's behavior based off of the messages that they receive through media. And especially nowadays, media is consuming us. It is consuming our every waking moment, whether that is through social media, through our news article, whether that is through streaming services, all the streaming services. You can get media at any time. Shoot, even Apple News. I haven't even enrolled in it, but it gives me alerts. So it's like we can't escape mass media. So today we talked about race and ethnicity in mass media, and it was really important for me to focus on just that. Because media is a topic where we love to run from race. We love to talk about gender norms and gender roles, and we love to talk about other identities and the ways in which those roles are and escape race. Now, y'all know that I'm a person of intersection, so I am not saying that gender roles and other identities, stereotypes and things don't exist. What I'm saying is that oftentimes race gets missed from the conversation completely. So I had to make sure that my students focused on race today. So we broke down, first of all, we started with Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton. Kate and Meghan, the princesses now, right? And so I said, yo, Kate and Meghan married into the same family. They literally, we've seen them stand side by side at the same event, wearing almost the same outfit, the same shoes, the same hairstyle, standing almost identically the same. Why does the media cover them differently? And baby, there really ain't nothing else you could say. Okay. Yes, Meghan is American. Yes, Meghan is a different class. But baby, Meghan Black. Okay? And because she is, that brings off, again, this is what intersectionality says. It creates a unique experience from Meghan and a unique inequity that is perpetuated around her. Kate, although woman, is not going to get the label angry placed on her because of whiteness. And all the other promiscuous, big mama, welfare queen, all the other unique tropes that are situated specifically to Black women. So yeah, we started off with just naming race straight up right there. Boom. Then we looked into some theories. The first theory, very popular in communication studies, cultivation theory. The theory basically says this: the more you see something, the more you're going to believe it. Period. The more you see something, the more you're going to believe it. The more a certain message is perpetuated in media, the more that we are to believe that is true. This can be problematic because the messages that are situated around people, especially Black and brown folks, is not one that is positive. And then I brought up resonation theory. Not only do you have this message circulating around you in the media, but then something happened in your real life on a one occasion, and then you go, oh, it must be true. Now I have a real life example to what I'm seeing on the news. So it must be true. Example, Black folks are violent. Black men specifically are seen as violent. You are seeing the air quotes because it is a stereotype that is not true. Anti-Blackness and white supremacy has created that message around Black men, and it is not true. But we see it everywhere. So now you are starting to believe that Black men are violent. And then just so happen in your neighborhood, somebody puts in the Facebook neighborhood group. Side note, we need to do a study on Facebook neighborhood groups and the racism that is in there. Thank you. Somebody put in the Facebook neighborhood chat, oh Lord, somebody broke into a car. There was a car break-in last night. And it just so happened that it was a young Black teenager. Now, resonation theory kicks in and people go, oh, it must be true now because now I see it on the media and I have an example in real life. All Black men are violent. Y'all ever be holding y'all breath when it comes to a suspect when there's a mass event? Y'all know. Y'all be holding y'all breath. Please don't be Black. Please don't be Black. Because it perpetuates this idea that media has put out. And now, if I think Black men are violent, then I'm going to behave as such. I'm going to call the cops. I'm going to tell my children that Black men are violent. And I might even respond violently. So y'all, it is that deep. A show is that deep. The news is that deep. Mass media is that deep. Then we talked about cultural studies, what my degree is in. And then we didn't go too far because, again, this is an undergraduate course. We didn't go too far, but I said, listen, cultural studies scholars are not just looking at the show. We're not just looking at what is being produced. We are looking at the systems that coerce production into happening. How does sexism and racism and capitalism play into what is being produced for consumers to use to get the message in the first place? Period. If you want to learn more, hit me up. Then we went into social learning theory. Social learning theory says this: if we see something, one, we take it in. Our bodies take in messages, y'all. That's how trauma exists, because our bodies capture and hold memory, physically, etc., that event. So our body is constantly taking in messages. We oftentimes we imitate the behavior that we see, especially with kids. Social learning theory comes out of other disciplines than communication. You see something, you want to imitate it. Kids see it all the time. Justice is doing what I do all the time, which is why now I got to watch my mouth because my kid out here imitating me. We see something on the media, we want to imitate it. But social learning theory, when it comes to race and ethnicity, has another layer to it. Because what we take in influences our future behavior, everybody can't do what they see. Because everybody's consequences are not the same. So for Black and brown folks, they have to actually stop and assess, what are the consequences of me doing this imitation? And I would argue white folks need to stop and assess the same thing, because maybe you would stop doing some of the negative things that you've seen done around you. I gave an example, 2 examples. I said, y'all, mind you, the entire class, almost all but 1 student is white. And I have another student who's biracial. And I said, y'all, let me tell you what gets me. And I would argue, Black folks, chime in. If you made it this far in the video, chime in. Will we see folks just opening the bag in the grocery store and eating it while they still shopping? I see people eating grapes. I see people opening water and beverages. I see people opening up a bag of chips, and they will just eat them in the store while shopping. They have not checked out yet. And then you go, why are you eating that? Oh, they know I'm going to pay for it. I'll just check out. I'll just scan it when I check out. Baby. Black folks have to assess the consequences. Why? Because messages have been made around Black people that they are thieves. There are shows and movies. I pointed out Smart Guy. If you know that episode where Yvette was working at the store, Black folks are usually being followed through the store because they are suspected to steal. And even if nobody believed that Ashley steals, that message around my identities is out there and produced through mass media. And so Ashley won't be eating any grapes up in this store. Another example that I give is when we was younger, we watched WWE wrestling, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Chyna, The Undertaker, Kane, the Hardy Boys. I mean, trust me, baby, I was a wrestler. You couldn't tell me I was not. But young Black kids can't go around doing those wrestling moves because the consequence is they're not seen as doing some cool stunt. They are seen as overreacting, behaving poorly, acting out, being violent. And so social learning is more than just what's being imitated. It's about the critical analysis that race plays a part of about the consequences of imitation and future behavior. Baby, I was teaching today. I know they were like, she is feeling this. And I had to end the class with this. I said, one, if you think that this module is not that deep, then I really want you to sit and reflect and ask yourself, why isn't this, out of all of these examples, why isn't it that deep? The second thing I said was, some of y'all may be thinking these examples are outrageous and bogus, and I wish they were. I wish they were hypothetical, but they are real life. And then the last thing I told them is, y'all are getting this passion because people have lost their lives based off of messages that white supremacy and anti-Blackness have created and perpetuated through mass media. And when people are dying at the hands of these systems and these mediums like mass media, I take that it is that deep. It is that deep. So now I'm going to exhale. I'm going to relax. We got one more class. I'll see y'all there. Peace.